Okay, I want to take a look at trying to turn this woman to ice. So I'm going to open up an ice texture, which I'm hoping is on my desktop somewhere. Ice texture. I just googled ice texture. I'm going to copy this and paste it. Oops. Edit copy, and then Control V to paste it. I'm just going to hold down Shift to constrain this. Drag it bigger than we need to be, and we've got it covering the image. I'm going to change it from normal blend mode to overlay. I hope. There we go. Hey pressure, she's turned to ice, but kind of rubbish looking. Let's try screen. See how that looks. Screen looks a bit better. Let's go with that. Now, as it stands at the moment, it doesn't look particularly good. So how can we improve this? If I double click on the background of layer 1, if we get the layer styles menu up, and this has got some blending options with these sliders. If you drag these up and down, you can kind of fade it out a bit this way, or you can fade it out that way. And sometimes it's quite a nice effect, but it's not really what we're going for. Now these little sliders, see they've got a line inside them. If you hold down Alt, you can split this, which allows you to get a much more kind of graduated blend. And we can Alt and click this one, Command if you're on a Mac, and we can get a much kind of nicer effect going on there, which isn't bad in itself. So let's OK that, but it's still looking quite it's not looking terribly frozen still. So what can we do to this? Let's click on our layery thing down here, and we want photo filter here. Let's do some odd things. My menus aren't popping up. Right, photo filter. Now these photo filters, which I've just lost, there we go, photo filter properties, they're the same as in olden times when people used to have cameras. They had coloured lenses you could stick over the lenses to kind of warm up and cool down images, and this is what these are kind of replicating. So at the moment we've got a warming filter, but I'm going to change it to one of these cooling filters and see what happens. You see, it instantly looks kind of frostier. Now we can play with the density on this and crank it straight up or down a bit until it looks kind of where we want it. We've also got the option of changing the colour. We can kind of drag it up and down and going anywhere we want. Let's cancel that and just keep it with that blue colour, so I'm quite liking it. At the moment the kind of ice pattern is going over the background and everywhere, which I don't really want. So what I would like to do is just turn these layers off for a second and make a mask so I can mask out the background. So I'm going to go grab my quick selection tool. Let's make it a little bit bigger, massively bigger, and let's just quickly go in. I'm going to hold down Shift so I can get some of these other areas. Let's shrink it down a bit, and just dabbing Alt a bit. I'm just adjusting my selection. That's probably fine. We could spend a lot of time on it, or we could use the filter layer. Hang on, where's it gone? select refine edge. Where's refine edge gone? Close that there. Select. It's vanished. Select and mask. There we go. Running between different versions of the program. I'm going to change my. We're on black, but I think I want to invert my selection so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Again, you can kind of left click and just kind of drag around here just to kind of improve the selection it's making. For what we're doing, it's not really vital. Let's just go around it for one of a reminder. So left clicking to kind of select a bit and then just draw around. And Photoshop just makes a better attempt at improving the mask. Obviously spend a little bit more time than I'm doing. Right, that's all fine. Then we'll click OK, and then we can hit the layer mask button, which kind of drops out our background. So we can put anything we like in there. Let's turn these layers back on. Now, oh, you spot the deliberate mistake. That's I really wanted to mask the background out and not just her. But I think if we do Alt and select that, we can go Control A to select it all, Control C to copy it. Then we can go New Layer Mask, click that, Alt click it and go Control V. That kind of works. I'll just click back on there. Oh, I masked it out. Yay. Right, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? This is quite uniformly icy. I think if I get a paintbrush on and we go to change our brush to black, let's just make my brush a bit bigger and let's turn down its opacity and its flow rate, and then we can maybe just that's still a bit heavy. Let's turn its flow rate down more and its opacity down more. I just want to get a subtle, that's too subtle. Still a bit subtle. I just want to kind of wipe out some of the areas so that the frost isn't uniformly over everything. That's not so bad. So maybe just take out a little bit from the hair over here. So it's kind of frosty, but not completely frosty. There we go. Well, what should we put in as a background? Let's make a new layer and drag it to the back. How about we just kind of throw in a gradient? So click on the paint tool and find the gradient bucket underneath. Let's try that one, see what happens. That's sort of interesting, isn't it? What else are we going to do here? Let's play with the directions of the gradient. That's good. All right. There we go. There you go. How to freeze up a woman. Thank you for watching.